So I was waiting for my internet to come on and work well consistently. And now that I have it, I am... Hi, you guys. Welcome. Why are you here?
Poppy told me that you were calling someone.
No, I wasn't. Bye. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them you're going live. They still want to ask questions. Goodbye. So we're waiting for Heather. Welcome, you guys. Happy Sunday. Okay, so there she is. Let me get up my...
Hi! This is my first time doing this.
And look, it went off flawlessly.
Perfect. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just like trying to manage being in the house. I went out yesterday and like people were looking at me like, why are you out?
Why are you here? I did that. I haven't been out in 3 days. I went to BJ's to stock up on stuff, and I was looked at that way 3 days ago. I'm scared to even go out anymore.
No?
Yeah, no, I'm in the house.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I just sent the kids out with roller skates and chalk. I hope they stay out there while we do this, but I can't make any promises because they might come in like an army.
No,
it's been a little stir crazy around here.
Gosh, I don't like, this is like beyond anything that I've ever considered. This is...
Who's in here? Oh, hi. Happy birthday, Mimi.
Happy birthday. I spoke earlier.
Yes. Everyone is in. Okay, so we're chatting, huh?
Yeah. So I have my other phone here so I can look at the questions because I didn't plan ahead.
No, I definitely didn't plan ahead. I know you sent them to me and I didn't even look at them. I'd be lying to you if I did. But I'm gonna just
but
yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because I often see you working. I see the hustle. I see the just balancing life and mommyhood. And I remember the conversation that we had when we went in Panera. And let me tell you this, I was just considering this whole Corona shit and just the amount of money that people were losing as business owners. And I'm like, I told my ass, do not leave your house. She said it.
Don't leave your house. Well, I told you that day, your house, you already know the plan I told you to do for your home. And I mean, look, you would have been set. Like right now, my warehouse is locked up. I'm not going in.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere. I mean, and then it's so funny because we're always complaining that we live so far out here. But now I'm happy that we're way out here. No one can bother us. And, my kids are outside. We have all these, all this property. And
you don't have to. And that's basically been the saving grace because, all of my friends are in the city and they are they're afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, apart from the deer, what do I have to be worried about?
Right. Well, my dog is outside and it like scares all the stuff away anyway. I mean, there's deers, there's bears, but nothing comes over here.
Yeah.
We have peacocks. I mean, we have a little bit of everything out here.
It's true. It's true.
But
it's true.
So, but I hope everyone's staying safe because this is real crazy. It's taken a hit on a lot of people. I mean, I took a hit.
Right.
People asking and all the different policies. Are you refunding and giving credit? And I know every one of us is dealing with that right now. If there's one thing we all have in common right now, I would say that would be it. That we're all probably struggling with dealing with all the emails and the phone calls and the texts with all the upcoming events.
Right.
People want to cancel, people want to postpone, and that's probably the hardest thing to deal with right now. Right now, with as far as career wise, yeah.
Right. And that was the first question, is like, what's the biggest challenge right now? And it is dealing with that and just reassuring people that when this is over, I have you. You know, I have a date for you. That's
well, I mean, and I mean, most people know me, like who work with me, and like they're confident. Like they're not confident in me. You know, they know that I'm not gonna leave them. Like, oh, sorry, I took your money and ran. Like, I don't work like that. Like, we're gonna make things happen. We, you know, we always do. So, that's the good part. I think I built myself and like my reputation up to where I'm at least not dealing with that aspect of people. They're very, actually, I haven't had anyone yell at me yet. Like everyone, some people, I'm hearing horror stories. Like,
no, it's true.
Threats, lawsuits.
It's true.
I have yet to experience that. I think just because of how I built myself and my relationships with people, that they're confident enough with me that like we're gonna work this together. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that makes a huge difference, because otherwise it's just like you're dealing with a stranger. And I think more than anything, people are afraid that they're not going to get paid after a certain amount of time. So they're like, okay, I this amount of money on stuff, and you know, that's very scary to people. No, it's I mean, this is crazy. Literally everyone's income has just been stopped. All of us. It's just stopped. So, I mean, and you know, we have to feel for people who work with us. I mean, drivers, builders, everybody is affecting this. This is a chain effect down the line. Like, so I'm, you know, I'm not just sitting here feeling sorry for myself. I feel sorry, if anything, more so for people who relied, who do rely on income from my company. And I actually, you know, if anything, I think more about them right now than I do myself, just because I'm like that type of person. But I just feel so sad for a lot of people, but I feel like we're panicking maybe a little bit too soon. It's like, let's just wait. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next week the sun will be back out and we'll pick up where we left off. And it wasn't this extremely long thing, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm praying for. But I mean, if this went on like another month, I mean, people are really going to be hurt. And so I'm actually just more concerned for others. I mean, I feel like I'm okay here. You know what I mean? And but you, with your teaching career, what that's done. So first, let me tell you, and I haven't said this before, but you know, I was an assistant principal up until December 2nd. Somebody basically said, or got into my boss's ear, who's the principal, that I was running my business from work. So I got demoted. And from December 2nd, we talked.
You told me about that crazy story.
Until now, I've been at another school, just chilling, like literally doing nothing. So when this whole Corona thing happened, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to stay home. I don't have any students to be responsible for. And I'm not going to stay there while kids are coming in and out and being sick. And I have my kids 60 miles away. So I just stayed home. And I'm just like, whatever happens in New York happens in New York. Thankfully, I have that career. So I'm not pressed about the monthly, you know, the monthly bills or whatever, because I have that check coming in. But it's just
that's the thing. That's some of us are fortunate enough. Like I have a husband, you know, who has his own business, so you know we're gonna be okay. But so many people, this is it for them. Their event, the event industry, what they do, whether a planner, a builder, rental company, like this is solely it. And their employees, all those people's employees too. That's solely it. And that's why I said I feel more for those people. I know this sounds crazy, but I've actually mentioned that I am in a sick way happy that I'm home. It's forced me. If this didn't happen, I would never take a break. I would never take a break from what I'm doing, because I would just find something to do. Oh, I got to go to the warehouse because and I don't know, something in my head has to get done. So I'm not the type to ever sit. I can't tell you the last time I even put the TV on. And let me tell you, I watched, now I'm so bored. Last night I watched some Amanda Knox documentary. I'm like watching stuff.
I haven't even got there yet. I haven't turned on.
Yeah, well, I finally did last night. So that's what I fell asleep to. And I'm like, wow, this is how you know things have changed. I haven't put a TV on in 2 years.
Right.
I haven't put a TV. I mean, my kids have them, watches the TV, but I don't watch TV. I don't have time to. Right. But I don't know. I'm in a sense in that way looking at the positive stuff, like it's family time. Everyone is forced to be home. So take advantage, like try to turn the awfuls into good things. Like, right now I've been cooking breakfast for my kids. I don't, things that I don't always get to enjoy to do, I'm doing them. I'm home and cooking dinner every night. I try to at least cook 2-3 times a week after work, but it doesn't happen. I'm cooking now. I'm in the kitchen all day. I'm like, what? I'm going crazy a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But, no, that's the thing, and that is what I'm appreciative of, is because like I was just saying to myself, like this weekend I wouldn't have been home, and
I'm never home. When's the last time I have ever been home? Really Thursday through Sunday. I'm not here.
Right.
I am working. I'm at the warehouse. I'm making sure the trucks, all the items on the trucks are going off correctly. I'm very controlling. So I have to make sure I'm there. Even if I'm not really needed there, I'm there because I need to oversee everything to make sure no mistakes happen and this and that. And this has forced me, since I'm such a controlling person in everything that I do, and everything has to be perfect, and I'm so like that. I feel like this was like a blessing for me. Not that the virus is a blessing anyway, like but it's a blessing in the sense that I'm forced. Something literally, if there was one thing in the world, it just happened to force me to stay home. Yeah, I'm forced to be here, and so I'm taking the time and with my kids and just making the best of it. Exactly. But my prayers are with everybody that I know. Like I said, I'm thinking of them more than myself right now, in the sense of that this is, don't get me wrong, my bills are crazy. My rents for I just got the alert from the electric company still, so bills are still rolling in. Yeah. And I'm not, we're not, I lost money, so this is like really, it is stressing me out, but I know, like, I'm hoping that there's an end soon. Exactly. But for people who, weekly are relying on this, I'm just so upset for them. And I'm just like, what's the plan? Like, what's going to happen? What's the government doing for us? I need answers.
Listen, who's our governor? About to say Christie. What my whole big thing with this whole situation is that there are no clear answers. And like every state is doing their own thing. And because, I look at New York because that's where I am most of the time. And I'm just like, and New York is completely different to Jersey. And then even Jersey, where we are in the country, is completely different from Patterson, from Passaic, so it's just like, like I said, I went to the store and things are on the shelf. I went down to Patterson the other day and I'm like, it's a ghost town down here. Ain't nothing on the shelf.
Well, my husband's meat store, my husband is still open. He's still working every day because he's considered essential. Yeah. He's a grocery meat store. So he's been more busy than ever lately. But, I'm concerned with him coming home. Yeah. I told him, I'm like, do you have to come home? He's like, where am I supposed to go? I'm like, well, I'm nervous. I have kids here. Yeah. So I'm trying to boot my own husband out, but that's not going to work, I don't think. But, we're just stocked up and sanitizing, doing whatever we can. Of course. Yeah. But all right. So
so you talked about like the biggest challenge that you're dealing with right now, but what about the biggest risk for you right now? As far as, I guess, anything in business, what do you feel is the most risky thing that you've done in the last couple of months?
Oh, I think what I have a problem doing is I'll put like all my money at once into something, kind of like a gambling factor. Yeah. I'll be like, well, you know what? Go in all the way or don't go in at all. And that was what I told you, remember? And you're like, this girl is crazy.
Look, but I just did that.
good for you. Sometimes you just have to take this leap.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to tell you to do. Like, if you, I know you're always talking, and I'm like, Oneida, just do it. Just do it. Like, because you know why? I just did it. And that's what happened with me. I'll tell you what happened with me. Was it took, so when I first started, right? I started, and I tell everybody the story. I started with the bounce house thing. I had 2 bounce houses and a popcorn machine. And I was going to just do it out of my garage at home, right? And, but you know, things escalate, because once you get a booking, they'll be like, oh, but do you have letter tables? And then that's what happened. I started looking into the letter tables, and then somebody wanted something else. So when it kind of started, long story short, I had reached out to somebody for help. And I said, hey, I said, I need this item, right? And the person gave me the runarounds. And it was another person in the industry, and they gave me the runaround, okay? This happened once to me in the beginning. I never let it happen again. So, yeah. Because all you have to do is, like, try me one time, and all it does is fuel me to go harder, right? So the person gave me the runaround, and it was, like, 3 days before this person's event, and the item wasn't there for me. Okay, so after that happened, it forced me to come out my comfort zone, figure out who builders are, who to call, who to contact. And it was probably the best thing that happened. Somebody trying to play me and prevent me from succeeding was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because all it did, because I'm a smart woman, was make me figure everything out on my own. And from that moment, like, it was over. And I was like, okay, you know what? Here we go. So I just started ordering stuff, and that's what led to where I am now, because it just was like, I figured it all out off of that one person. And I know I looked quickly at your questions you wanted to ask me, and one of your questions was, what's the best advice that someone gave me? But truthfully, honestly, so many people have asked me that question, and I'll tell you, no advice. I don't take anyone's advice, because what's best for one person is not going to be best for the next. Like, we're all good because we've all done it our own way. You get it? So what's good for one company, one planner, it's not good for the next one. It's not going to be the same route for you. Get what I mean? So I've actually listened to a lot of other people's advices, and I took it in, but I probably did the opposite. I don't listen to people because, and you have to always be wary. Not everyone in this event industry, sadly, is in for your best interest. So they'll tell you the wrong stuff on purpose. I don't listen to anyone's advice. So that was when I saw that, I laughed, because I'm like, wow, I don't listen to anyone. So I don't have anybody who gave me good advice. The only good advice I think anyone in the event industry can give you is figure it out for yourself and do it your way.
And work.
That's the answer to this. It's not copy anyone. It's not, do it this way, because that way is not going to work for you, probably.
Right. So there's a question here from Event Beyond Imagination. She said, at what level in your business did you feel comfortable securing your team?
So I think it was probably like a year ago. And what happened was, I realized, so I did my first order overseas, and that was a big risk. That was a big milestone for my company. Because it went from, okay, she got a couple of walls, but then it was like, okay, I just invested everything in my savings, to see it was either another strategy of mine, go big or go home, like all or nothing. So I had took everything that I had made over, working and saving, and I put it all into my first Egypt. I had ordered custom stuff from Egypt. And I think it was at that point when everything came in, I was like, okay, I zeroed out my account. Completely, my business account, and let's see. And then once I saw I was getting even more bookings, I then realized the more inventory you have, the more bookings you're going to continuously get.
I agree.
And I think it was at that moment that it just said, you're going to be okay. Keep doing that. Like, every time I put all my money into something, I was just showed it's okay. I made more.
Right.
And, you know, I think that's when I felt comfortable when I did that first extreme purchase, and everything went smooth.
Yeah.
Basically, and I started seeing the more money coming in.
Exactly.
And that's when I said, you know what, let's just keep this ball rolling. So what did I do? I continued to do more bookings, saving, and just reinvesting it into my business. Yeah. And I think that's what I realized. I mean, like how when we sat down and had that conversation at Panera a while ago, and I told you, just go for it, because what's going to happen is you're going to either stay where you are. Right. And when I say you, not just you, but everyone in the industry, you're either going to stay where you are because you're comfortable and your business is going and you're just going to be comfortable, or are you going to push yourself? Exactly. Are you going to take those risks? Yeah. And you know what I mean? And let your business flourish to the next levels.
It's so, for me, it's hard because I'm always like afraid to pull the trigger, but I just spent a lot of fucking money in China, and then this whole Corona thing.
Oh my God. Spray the boxes down when they come. Spray the boxes. God.
That worries me, but at the same time, I know that this can't be forever. And it's just going to be a lit July. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. It's going to be, summer is usually slow for me, but this summer, everybody and their mother is going to be ready. So
I hope.
Well, I'm putting it out there. It's going to be a very busy summer.
Well, somebody said because of this quarantine business, we're going to have a big baby boom, and there's going to be tons of baby showers. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready to make some money back.
That's February. So, but yes, it's true. It's true. It's going to be a whole lot of Corona babies.
Babies, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to get through this fine. I think we have to just stay positive. And yeah, it's true.
Hold on. I just lost my questions again.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, here we go. I think you answered this, but the question was, what was your first win that made you confident and do the right thing in relationship to your business? Oh, but this is tying in motherhood and business, because we didn't even.
Okay.
But like, I often feel this mommy guilt because I spend so much time away. Then I just, I said to myself about 2 years ago, like, listen, they're young. When I can take them on a delivery, they come with me. But it's just having those conversations about what mommy is working for. So do you find yourself doing the same things?
Yes, some days more than others, when you're stuck all day there and you're getting home even extra late, or of course, or when you're home and you're just exhausted, exhausted, where it hurts to have your eyes open.
Right.
I mean, Mondays are pretty much just mom's out of service, just from recouping from being away, no less. I mean, I force myself to get through. But guilt, I don't want to say like I feel so guilty, because I do it to show them a good example. I mean, to show them that, mom's capable of doing it all.
Yes.
And I have a daughter now, and so I want her to do everything I'm doing and some. Right. I want her to be the next president. I don't want her to think that there's any limits ever. Like, so I'm not gonna, let me tell you, staying at home with these kids, full-time job, all the mothers who stay home and fathers that stay home, this is serious. This is a serious job. It's the most important job too. But I don't feel guilty, because I feel like, to each his own, first of all, to each his own. And for me, I just felt like I wanted to, I had went to school. I got 2 degrees.
Yeah.
I didn't end up doing anything with them.
Right.
I got married, and I was at home.
Yeah.
I was at home, and I was going a little crazy, because I'm like, this can't be it for me. Like, I'm so smart. I'm so ambitious. Yeah. Like, there has to be something that I can figure out while taking care of my kids, What else can I do?
Right.
And so I don't feel guilty that I thought of just adding something to my life and to their life. And there's a whole company now that they can carry on. I mean, there's no guilt in that. You know what I mean? Sometimes, if you didn't, cook the homemade dinner at night, I might have a little guilt on that when the Wendy's nuggets got brought home instead or something, but I don't feel.
You brought them home.
Huh?
I said, but you brought them home.
But you know what I'm saying? I'll still manage.
You know how often me and Panera at Rockaway, like
Panera.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we're doing our job and some. I don't think we should ever feel really too guilty about it. Our kids are well taken care of. Yes. They have everything they need. Thank you, God. And it's just like I can't feel guilty for that. They're healthy. They're outside running around. They're having fun.
Exactly.
There's bills that have to get paid, and
but it teaches them that you can, like you said, you can do more, and there's no one way to do something. So like if I go to a parent teacher conference at the kids' school, and they're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm their mom," because they've never seen me. It's just like, oh yeah, my daughter's telling the teacher, "Oh, you have a care business," and I said, "Yeah, it's a rental business," but they're talking about, so they get it.
Well, I mean, I haven't had that yet because I'm actually the one that goes to all the parent-teacher conferences too. I mean, that's the good thing about having your own schedule. If there's something you really need to make, you make sure you make it. I mean, I don't miss out on anything really. I haven't. So the only thing that I think that I miss out on a lot is the weekend time. That, like you said, that Friday through Sunday, where most families are gathering to do family day and all this stuff. And I don't have that. I'm out 4:30, 5:30 a.m. out the house to make sure all the stuff and the trucks are loaded and the items are going out. And then I'm preparing the next orders that they're coming back for. I mean, I'm not doing that. But, the fact that I'm able to contribute to anything that they need is a good feeling. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't think any mom should or father should feel guilty about just doing everything they can to contribute to their family and to better their family. So, and also to each his own. Like I said, every family's different, every family's different. So whatever works for your family, like that's it. You know what I mean?
This leads into that next question is what are, if you've ever experienced this, but what are some misconceptions people have about being a mompreneur?
I guess like what we said, that you're not like you're not involved enough with your kids, maybe. But
do you feel like you do more, not more, but like you go harder than if say you were working a 9 to 5 and you could be there on the weekends?
Of course, because you're always trying to like make up for something in your head. Like I'm always like, okay, you know what I mean? So my kids are not deprived. I don't care what anyone says. They have my attention, my love. They probably have more attention. I have a 13-year-old son. He's babied still. Like I give them, literally I just buttered and syruped his waffles this morning for him, and he's 13. Like I don't feel guilty. I know I'm a good mom. So there's, the only reason why you would feel guilty is if you're not being a good parent, like, you know what I mean? Then you would start second guessing yourself, but I don't second guess myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see a question here from Poppy Floral. She says, how do you deal with customers who want to work for nothing? They want to pay, but pay my material costs me. Oh, okay. So basically what she's saying is, I guess people see something, they show her, she has to build it or do whatever, but they don't want to pay the price that it costs. How do you deal with it?
So I'm going to tell you, so I know her. She's from Long Island. She reached out to me. She's just starting, right? So I hope you don't mind me saying a little bit of your business. I won't get too involved in it. But she had reached out to me, as so many people do, just for like advice in my DM. Women especially who are kind of just like getting involved in the industry. and she does flowers. So, but it's all this, it all ties back to the same, you know, problems that we all face in the beginning. And she had said that she was just trying to push through doors, and how do you get your name out there, and what can I do more to get my name out there? So the thing I'm just going to say with her and so many other people is, do not fall for those people who are offering to, you know, do it for this price. I know a lot of people will say, oh, if you give it to me, I'll promote you.
Yeah.
Me, for one, I'm not one for that. I do not do anything for free.
Right.
I don't care who you are. I've had people tell me, and oh my, the one thing I hate, oh my God, please, I have a celebrity event coming up. Who cares? Who cares? Those celebrities, you know, their kids have their own mansions. I don't care. I need to get paid. You know what I mean? And I really don't care. And that's just my take on it. I mean, some people it works, maybe for some people it does not work for me. I just see that concept in that, you know, for an ad on Instagram to do something. So I'm saying that to say this, people who are asking you to do things for their cost and not your cost or what you're trying to make, no. The answer is you say no. You just say no. If you start saying, oh, okay, you know, and word gets out, this is a small industry, let me tell you something. If word gets out that you're that type of person, that's the reputation that you're going to receive, that you're the cheap person to go to.
Always.
And I just saw somebody says promotion and exposure, it ain't going to pay bills and it doesn't make sense. Yes. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, promotion and exposure are great things, right? They're great. We all need promotion and exposure. I need it, you need it, we all, to keep us going. But you know what I mean? Promotion and exposure should also, we should still be paid for it. Like,
it should be official. It has to be both ways. It has to be
you know, some things can be maybe discounted for certain reasons or whatever, but that's like a whole nother topic. But you know, you don't want to become known as, oh, you know, she'll do something for half price, you know, and then that's what you're gonna, that's the tunnel you're gonna be stuck in, and what you're gonna be known for.
It's true.
And then that's going to be very hard to get out of.
It's true.
So I think that happened to me. I did something one time in the beginning. See, me, it takes one time. I'm a good learner. So like, it took me one time to learn. They promised me the world, and I think I gave like $100 discount off their bill. And when they promoted me to give me all this exposure, I got 2 new followers that day. So it was, after that, I laugh at that stuff. I just don't waste my time. Please don't insult me by sending me emails about what celebrity event is looking for, whatever. I feel insulted. I feel like, do you guys not know I don't sleep 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Like, I don't go to bed because I work that hard, and I take care of my kids, and I clean the house, and I do laundry, and I cook, and I like, what do you mean do something to help a celebrity?
Who has a team?
I need help. Who's gonna help me? You know what I mean? I just, and it's so sad because I see so many planners.
Say it again.
So many planners, and I know you probably hear these stories, and I feel
well, you know what? I work with
so sad.
4 or 5 planners. Like they make my business, and we talk a lot because I'm always curious on their back end, because they're dealing with people that are so uber rich they don't even talk to the client. They're talking to the assistant of the assistant, and they pay me, they pay the vendor, the planners I'm talking about, they pay their vendors before they pay themselves. So the conversation is very different. And I always ask that question. I said, do you do stuff for free? They're like, they can't, because they're on their credit card, they're paying me and every other vendor. And so at the end of the party, they're getting their from the client. So if they don't get that money, then they're in the hole.
And that's what happens sometimes when you fall into these traps of these people who try to suck you in. It ends up costing you out of pocket. Not only are you not getting paid, but you know how many planners I know that it costs them because you have to travel there.
Yeah.
You have, and don't mind my nails because I am a working mom and I don't have time to get them
You
done.
have
They're all shut down now too. Oh my God, they're so bad. But anyway, don't mind them. You know, and it actually will end up costing them money,
right,
to help someone else's event and who's already in the limelight. And it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, I feel like everyone works so hard that it's kind of insulting. I hate to see it, and I hate the people that get sucked into that. You know, yeah, it's a shame. I just wish if anyone can understand.
But so often
stop doing that.
have misconception that they have to do that, and that is the piece that is it shouldn't be that way. Like,
you don't have to do anything.
You don't.
And sometimes it will hurt you more. Like I said, you will gain that reputation of the go-to person, who will give the free stuff. That is not a good reputation. You don't want that. You don't want that label on you. Listen, I don't have anybody else in my company, right? So, and neither do you. But I always suggest, like, hit up the big fish. Hit up the big fish who can send you, 30 tables and chairs, and it's not going to even affect them in any way that day. And it's not, you know what I mean? But to ask the planners or the people who, are working for themselves, like, it's just like kind of crazy. It's insulting. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, we work this hard to earn.
Not a tax write-off like they would have.
Somebody just, I have to read what I have to. What did I do? I don't even know. I was reading. Okay. I paid for a few parties in my day. Do you see? Like, you're not like the only one. I hear that story weekly. Because some planners, they'll budget so low these days that they'll say, okay, but I'll make 200, right? Like, I'll leave with 200 for my services. But then there's so many last minute things.
An 18-hour day. Can you imagine? You're putting in, that's why I don't plan anymore, because you're putting in an 18-hour day plus the back end, and you want to come home with $200?
$200, but even so, $200 for the day, right? But then what happens is they'll need things last minute.
Yeah.
They'll need things. They didn't realize, oh man, they need forks.
Right.
They need plates, or they need this, or chair covers.
Also, you have your team. How are you paying them? Because some of these people don't even tip you. So you have your cousin helping you put them $100. There's your $200 gone. There you're down to $100.
Yeah, and I hate that stuff goes on, because I hate to see, like, especially like the newbie planners that are trying to come in, and like I hate to see that happens, because they get sucked in, and that's like you're being used. I hate that. Yeah. Like, I wish I'm like an advocate against the whole doing free stuff. Like, I can't stand it. Hit up the big fish. Hit up the big companies with 10 trucks that can come to you. Right. Don't hit up the mom who does this and stays up all night hot gluing stuff. Don't ask her. You know what I mean? Like, that gets to me. That really gets to me. Yeah. So
let's go through some. There's like a whole load of questions. So this is,
I know what's going on.
For parties. And she says, what is your take when someone says your company won't grow unless you quit your 9 to 5 in order to give your company 100%? I'll answer that one. Like, I'm not giving up a steady check if I can help it. Like, it really, like, this is your sticks for me in business. And it's really like a devil on my shoulder saying, stay your ass in it. Because if I can, like, I'm at the point where I need to hire, right? So if I could hire somebody to do this stuff that I'm doing, then I can have my 9 to 5. I would never suggest anyone quit their job, especially if they're in a position where you can do your job with your eyes closed. Like, it's not like a oil rig or something like that. Like, you can manage both. You have your lunch hour, you have early mornings. Like, I wake up at the crack of dawn to do stuff. You have time during the day where you can manage your business and your career. So I don't agree with that sentiment that you have to quit your day job.
Yes, and not to say any names, but to add to that, do you know how many people that I know, planners, that do work a full-time job, and called me this week like, thank God we didn't quit.
See?
Because look what's happening.
Yeah.
Thank God I have that paycheck because I don't have to worry.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I don't suggest anyone ever quitting something until it has led you to a point where it's extreme income for you. You're rolling. You got nothing to worry about. I mean,
right.
And I don't really know when that point is. I guess.
Ever.
I don't know. Yeah.
But, you know,
I don't know.
It's a benchmark that you have to, you know, I also feel like people go into business without a plan. Like, they don't set financial goals whatsoever. Like, if I don't reach that this year, then something is wrong. So I am not going to, sorry, my phone needs to be charged. I'm not even thinking about anything else until I reach those benchmarks. So people say they're going to do stuff, but what are your goals? Like, what are you working toward before you even make that
You're
statement?
like the queen of that stuff too. That's one thing I always tell my friends. I'm like, the one thing I admire you for, besides balancing full-time career, this career, and you know, you're so organized. I'm not that organized. I have my own way.
That's being a teacher, right?
Yeah, but you are official. Like, you have your charts. You have. If there's one thing I wish I could better with my company is to be so organized and chart things and this and that. I mean, I have my system that's pretty organized, but nowhere like what you do with these goals that you want to reach. I mean, I don't even have time to sit down. And now I have time. Maybe I can sit down
and do it now.
Bench some things over here.
Yeah.
But I always admired that. You always had like all these goals to reach. You knew you're good with numbers, like you know what you want to reach. Me, I'm just like, I feel like every day until this happens, I was just like on the go so much. I wake up, I go to work, everything is just like that. My days are like that I don't have time to even, I know I'm making the money because I'll see it, but I'm spending it and it's coming in, everything's so fast. I don't have time to really sit down and like make these graphs. But I would, sorry, my sister-in-law was calling me.
Sorry.
But
look, so here's a
question.
Can you repeat that
question? When my business took off, I got overwhelmed. How do you set hours? You want to go first, Anita?
It's never going to be underwhelming, if that's a word. So what I realized is that, you know, back to Heather's point about keeping listing things, like, I remember being at a point where I was having like a physical anxiety, like chest pains, because I didn't write shit down. And after that point, I said, okay, I have to get an assistant. I have to get somebody. And it's just to answer emails, because I was getting phone calls. I was getting emails. It was just to the point where I couldn't manage. And then once somebody emails you and doesn't get a response in 2 hours, they're calling. And I'm at work. So it's just like, I can't do this. So what I did is I let everybody know, even when they called or text, I'm not responding until 7 and 9. Like, that's the only time that I really have to. And some days that's not even true, but it's going to be a late night kind of thing. And you have to train people on how to interact with you. Like, if they know they can get you 24/7, they're going to call at that, you know, anytime. But if they know that you're a mom, you're coming home at this time, these are the hours that you're going to get a response, then they usually adhere to that.
Yeah. I'm guilty. I mean, and then that leads back to you being the organized one. And then me, I have my emails to my phone, so I'm answering you all day. I mean, people, I think it's a little different though, because of like, I just have constant flow and like, it's so much that if I don't,
well, you're on a huge scale. Like,
if I don't keep up with it daily, from the moment my eyes open, I'm checking my phones, and I have 2 phones. I have my emails, and I have 3 emails. I'm checking everything. This is as soon as my eyes open.
This spring, we're gonna go to Sussex Community College, and we're gonna get you a intern. Oh
my gosh, I would love an intern. Oh my gosh, that goes back to my control thing, though. You know, oh God, when I try to like let go and let somebody do something, it's really hard for me. I don't know, like everything just has to be perfect. If something's chipped, like I know a lot of people who know me know about me and how like I am with my products. And it's in one aspect, it's like, it's let me excel because I'm known for that. But on the other side, it's driven me crazy. Like, because I'm so like perfectionist on everything.
Yeah.
I need to learn, let to learn go.
Yeah.
To let go. Wow.
Yeah.
Keep me in the house another day. I won't be able to talk at all. But yeah, so that's like one thing. If I could get an intern, that would kind of probably alleviate a lot of like the emails and
Yeah. The back
I
office.
feel like people aren't going to talk to my people the way I would talk to my people. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be professional.
You have to, it takes a while to vet people, and I think that's the process that's intimidating, is that you might have to go through but once you have that system in place, it's like, I had Jennifer with me for what, 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I grew so much business last year because of that 4 months. It was fucking
wow
ridiculous, because I wasn't doing that stuff, and I could be whatever, and I didn't realize it until I did the numbers at the end. And my accountant this year was just like, what was different? What did you do different? I said, I got an intern.
Wow, I'm waiting for my accountant to I have no idea. Like, that's the crazy part, that I'm just going every day, taking bookings, spending money, this and that. I have no idea what he's about to hit me with. He got all the paperwork, and I'm just like, I'm scared, you know, like, wow, like, what did I make? You know what I mean? I have no clue. Whereas, you know, you're like, you broke everything down.
Like you said, that scares me. Like, that in
somebody asked me, is this a full-time job, or do you have another job? So this for me is the party rental company is a full-time job, and then I also just started a venue,
yes,
in the same block, which can't open until the corona dies down. So what time I decided to open, I can't take any bookings yet for that. So I have now those two things, which is really going to probably put me over the edge more than now, but I'll figure it out. I always do. I feel like us moms, we're the real super women, superheroes, because we just do it all and we figure it out. Anything that's like swung on our plate, it's like we handle it.
It's true.
It's just yeah. I mean, my husband, he has a grocery / meat store, so he's there right now, and that's his job. And you know, we each kind of just like hold down our own job. You know, he does his thing, I do my thing, and we make it work. But yeah, this is my full-time job. I used to, you know, before all this and before getting married and stuff, I had 2 jobs, 9 to 5 and a night job. And you know, was home with my son, and you know, it's hard. So I've been in that situation too, where you know, you're the single mom, and you do everything you can, you know what I mean? So I used to work 9 to 5 and at night, and you know, so I mean, I wouldn't have thought that I'd be here a couple years ago.
Yeah,
never.
You serve, Westchester County?
I usually don't. I know a lot of people. I do. It depends. We have minimums. So if we go further out, there are higher minimums on the rental and a higher delivery rate. But if you had like a bigger event, and just email me with you know, the items that you wanted and the date, and I can kind of look at the schedule. If we're opened, we will take it on. You know, we kind of go by that too.
Right.
We have, you know, kind of openings where the trucks would be able to reach you and still stay kind of local for the other jobs, you know, then we take it on. So it doesn't hurt emailing me. I don't serve Pennsylvania, though. A lot of people ask me that, and I don't. But we go to New York. I'm always in Staten Island, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. Everyone asks me for Queens. I don't serve Queens, but if you hit a higher minimum and a higher delivery rate, we'll come out there. So we do go to Queens with exception.
Yeah. So this was a question about handling your own social media, especially Instagram. So she says she's struggling with increasing her followers. Any advice? So for me is, with followers are concerned, because what you also have to keep in mind is a lot of people that have a lot of followers, they've purchased at the beginning. So when they started their Instagram account, they probably purchased 5,000 followers. So it looks like they've grown exponentially.
Right.
I would say you have to create good content. People want to see things that are interesting to them. They want to see you. They want to see videos. They want to see what you do. So if you don't create content that's interesting, you're not going to get the followers.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You got to get a lot of people that post you,
right?
Real people, so that you get the real following. People love, sometimes just some people have done well, from what I've seen, just socializing all the time on their stories with their followers. You gain a lot of audience that way.
Yes.
Just keeping yourself in the loop. I wish I had more time to do it. But it's an awesome way. Like sometimes when I'm in long drives, I put you always do that, Oneida. You always
I'm always
on, you're logging on, you're showing
like,
everybody
why are you
do.
doing this? I'm like, when else do I have time?
It's so intriguing. So I do think that that's a really great way to gain an audience. And what else? Just having good people that you work with that constantly put you up there. I mean, I have great planners that constantly work with me. I have great planners that I always work with, but like the ones that work with you every weekend,
right?
They ride for me like no other. They are my team. Like they will, they always make sure they're posting and adding big mamas, and they go hard. So
and that's important.
They take care of me, and that's very important to have good people in your circle. Because it helps build your audience. It helps other people see you, get more bookings. Like it's just a big cycle. So that's important. Yeah.
This was another question. Hold on. Where was it? Struggling with increasing followers. Any advice? Oh, pricing. How do you come up with pricing?
Okay, so for pricing, in the beginning, I used to be like worried about what everyone else was charging. I'd be like, oh, and to be completely honest, and because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know, I was learning as I was going. So I would always ask, or people would just tell me, they'd be like, oh, well, blase blah's charging this. So I didn't really have to go searching, because really people were just telling me, because nothing's a secret in this industry. Everyone talks. At this point, I have a price list I just send out. My prices are not a secret. I have a price list for you. I email it out or text it right to your phone at this point. So pricing, I think at this point, I just do what makes sense to me. So I know how much I paid for that item. I kind of look at it like, ideally, you would want to make your money back by the second time, okay, that it went out. Because a lot of rental companies because a lot of rental companies have come in and lowered the market, sadly. I don't know why you guys are doing this, but you come in and you'll throw these promotions out there,
Do you know I drop in people's
and
all
you're
the time?
you're giving stuff out for pennies in my eyes.
Yes.
It's hurting. So now I've had to come down. So now, which I'm sure a lot of the companies before me, all the big companies, I'm sure that they're struggling with that too. I think about them too. Like I feel bad because they were here first, and with all due respect, so you have like the bigger rental companies, and I can only imagine what they feel, like I came in, so I know they probably didn't like me at first, because I came in and I didn't know what I was doing. So I was giving cheaper prices. I was. So they're probably like, oh. And now I understand what they probably thought of me, like, oh, I was hurt. And what I didn't know was that hurt the entire industry. I quickly stopped that. That was like the first month. And then you learn. And then you learn. And now my prices, I feel like, are reasonable, but they're my prices. They're reasonable, profitable prices, which I feel I deserve, and which I feel are a reasonable price. At this point, if I can make my money back by the third time, that's where I'm at right now. So I try to go with that.
We're gonna cut off in like 6 minutes, so I'm gonna cut off and then come back on, but it'll cut off itself. The next question that someone said was, would viewers want to see stuff about your private life or just about the party business? This is
I think they like private life stuff.
They crave it.
You know what? It's like reality TV, and I always
Yes.
say that we all need a reality show, because really the best stuff is the private stuff behind the scenes. Like, that's where the juice is. That's what people like to see. People just even like to see how you look. You know what I mean? Like, who's Big Mama? Like, I want to see her. So, you know what I'm saying? Who's Oneida? Like, who's the faces of these companies?
You know what my biggest, when I do the delivery behind the scenes, 1,000 views. It's ridiculous. And it's just me being crazy walking up steps.
But honestly, even showing behind the scenes is more interesting than showing a picture of the event setup sometimes.
Yep.
Because I feel like most people who follow us are people in the industry, these, you know, event planners, and they like it's intriguing more to see the process than to see the actual just photo of the results at the end.
Exactly.
Which is cool. But I feel like what gains even more audience too is actually seeing the process. And you're really good for that. You go on and you'll use from step one, you're like, I'm in Brooklyn now, I'm gonna head to, you know, you always show the behind the scenes.
But you know what?
I had somebody to follow me on a weekend, because people wouldn't even believe their eyes. If they put a camera on me starting Thursday to Sunday, like, somebody would send me on vacation that Monday, because they'd be like, this is insane what I go through. Like, they wouldn't honestly believe it.
Because nobody understands that. They don't understand that. And it's what I get a lot from people is, you know, I appreciate your hustle, right? But then in the same breath, they want to ask me, how do I get to where you are? Like, you don't sleep. You have to understand there's work involved in it. And when it's your baby, like, this is my 4th baby, and truly it's like the #1 priority sometimes, it feels like, but you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work.
Yeah, I'm up all night. So, and I have kids, and like right now they're running around, and I've been talking to you the whole time, but I'm side-eyeing them because they're running around. I'm checking on them. Like, I actually get to focus. I need to focus when I work too. Like, I can't just midday send out an invoice. So if you know me, you'll know. I'll answer you. Sure, I'll get that invoice to you tonight. Everything is, I'll get that invoice to you tonight. Yeah. And what I mean by tonight, way tonight. Like, when my kids are in bed and I can focus on my laptop, because I don't want to make a mistake on invoices. You definitely don't want to do that. So I need them in bed, and then that's my time, and I'm up. Right. I'm up. I'm doing these invoices, and sometimes it takes hours. I mean, this is for me, a 7-day-a-week job. I don't take a day off. Right. I haven't taken a day off, and I work 7 days a week. And whether it be, you know, I'm at the warehouse Monday through Friday doing the prepping with everybody, and then I'm home, and then on the weekends I'm leaving even earlier to make sure that all the jobs are actually going out.
She's Penny says, do you think you need to talk or do video? I feel like video is king. Like, you get more engagement when people can see you versus just having a picture. But, you know, it has to be still in a way that is appealing, because what I see is a lot of people, I don't know if they're using old cell phones or what, the video quality just is not cute, and it takes away from whatever the message is. Oh my goodness, look at this. I just missed this one. She said, Big Mom, I'm surprised at what you look like. I was expecting a big lady.
So listen to this, right? Because I'm so controlling, when I first started my company, I did, you know, most of my deliveries like Oneida does yourself. You know, or I would do some of them, you know, when the drivers had to be someplace and they couldn't be another place, I would go do them. And everyone, when I show up, they're like, who are you? Like, I'm Heather. And then I'll be like, Big Mama. And they're like, oh, Big Mama. So they get so confused. And the reason why my name is Big Mama is because my son called me Big Mama since he's little, because I was so overprotective of him that one day he just turned around and he was like, he just started calling me. He's like, okay, Big Mama. I'd be like, you know, put your coat on before going outside. Everything. He was my first. So I was very overprotective. So the term was meant to be more of like an overprotective mama.
Exactly.
Like big mama. Like I'm,
So,
head honcho mama.
We have like 30 seconds, but I'm gonna invite you back on. So guys, come back on because we're gonna come back on in a few minutes. Well, less than probably 30 seconds because I know it's gonna cut off on us soon. But when we come back, I want to talk about how do you define success? So that'll give us something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, let me just close it and then we'll come back.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye.